So welcome to the first episode of What Else Can You Do With Your Logo, and today we're going to explore and experiment some of the designs that where you can bend the letters. You know a lot of people had asked like how you can bend the letters like these. How are these kind of artworks made? This is Gary Stranger. He's a graffiti artist and he's making some great amazing work with typography and bending letters and extending and so on and so forth. If you want to follow him, go check out Gary Stranger. A really cool dude. Anyways, so for these kind of letter forms, of course, he's using a lot of condensed typeface, tall typeface. So I was thinking about to select. You can press and hold this, the type tool, in case you don't know where to select the typography. So I was thinking of a Behance. It's a free typography. You also can use it. It's right this. I'm gonna use this one, Behance Neo Bold. Press and hold Shift to extend it bigger. I can actually check what's the difference between the regular one. Oh, so that's the difference. As you can see, the S letter goes outwards, this goes downwards. So this is what we need to work on to find these kind of letter forms that mostly bend downwards and not right or left or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna rename it to Panter. You're gonna rename it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. And I also gonna add a U. There you go. And I'm gonna tell you why I did that. But first I'm gonna go and expand the typeface. Actually I'm gonna do a new copy and put it right here. So we know how to go back, so I don't like to use that much of a Control Z. I always create new layers. So yeah, go to Object, Expand, click OK. Now it's expanded. Right click on Group so you can edit the letters separately. Now what I want to talk about is some of the letter forms. For example, the letter A or the letter V, which is upside down, So we're talking about circular letters because we're gonna bend the letters, curve the letters to the right or to the left or whatsoever. And these letter forms this part of the A goes to the right, to the left. As you can see, it goes here. And if I bend it, it's gonna look really weird if I bend this way, and if I bend this way out and this one also. It won't look like a letter A. So this also is a little bit more problematic. Actually this can be solved, but this one can't really be solved. So you need to be careful on those to remake those. So I'm gonna show you how you can basically those letters, like sharp edgy letters, need to be re-edited, remade. So I'm gonna separate these first, and I'm gonna work with the PAN. And why I did choose the U, because I need to curve the letter A. So I'm gonna rotate this one. This is not how you make the letter A, of course, but this is basically just for the experiment and just to show you how it's done. Basically this is not how you make the letter A from the letter U. But here in this test we're gonna make it this because it's really fast. Fast doesn't mean good. So yeah, but I did bend it really quickly. I'm still thinking to modify it because this just came into my mind really spontaneously in the moment. Still thinking to make this more narrower. Yeah, I'm thinking to do that. So I'm gonna make this half. I don't know how much half we have here. Anyways, I'm gonna divide these, ungroup them, and yeah, I'm just gonna really quickly do this stuff. Yeah, it start to come together, I think. Let me like this. Yeah, this is better. I'm gonna leave it like this, and then I'm gonna make a copy out of them. So same thing with the letter R. Actually, this is really good. It's banded really nicely. We don't have problems here. And yeah, we should be ready to re-customize all this stuff. As you can see, he started here, the push, and the back is above. So I'm gonna create a new copy, unite these. I'm gonna see some of the anchor points are not good in here, so there's some mistake going on. I'm gonna delete those anchor points with the pen tool. Okay, now we have everything set. Alright, I'm gonna create another line that is gonna go here, the divider basically. So the distance for me should be somewhere around this. I'm gonna experiment with this spacing. I'm gonna add actually like less spacing between the letters. I'm thinking about something this could be a good start. Anyways, just gonna make it quick. Something like that. Same thing here. You're just gonna eyeball it really quickly, see what's going on. And I'm gonna make a half out of this one, so I know exactly where these guys intersect. I need to pull these. Let me see what we did. I'm gonna group these and okay. I'm gonna move them up. Press Ctrl R and I'm gonna select the first grid and I'm gonna pull it here. Okay, here's the grid. And now I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna pull this further. I'm gonna take this TER here. So now we just did separate this stuff. Actually, I'm gonna make the grids here and at the downer part, not in the center part, because we don't need the center part. Let me right now the grids are locked. I'm gonna unlock it. Guidelines, unlock guidelines. So I can basically delete these. If you want to lock it again, go to View, Guides, and Lock Guides. Now they are locked. Yeah, I'm gonna put some more. Thinking to put more distance between, but I'm thinking that still it's fine like this. Okay, this should be good. Okay, now for the big part. We need to bend these, but not only to bend it, but to extend it. So this upper part of the P and the N, and the A need to be here, So we're gonna start with the PEN and then the TER. So yeah, first things first. Oh yeah, I know why I deleted the center point now, the center grid. Because we're gonna need the center grid actually, so sorry about that. Yeah, now it's locked. We're gonna need the center grid because we're gonna create the circle in the center, somewhere around here, and extend it. It's gonna go somewhere here, and of course I'm gonna press Ctrl Shift and snap it right here. Press Shift plus X, and here we're gonna go select the align stroke to inside. Right now the stroke is in the center, so we're gonna recreate the lines of the letters. If I increase the stroke, as you can see, it goes out and it goes in, but if I click inside, it just is in the inside part of the stroke. 7 is too much. I'm gonna go with 6 point, I don't know, 5. Let's see, 5 is good. I don't know, I'm gonna decrease the opacity so I can see more clearly. As you can see, it's too much still. I'm gonna decrease it to 6.4, 6.3, 6.3, man. Didn't Oh, now we good. Now we good. So yeah, 6.3 should do it. I'm gonna press Ctrl C, Ctrl F. As you can see, it placed another circle on the, above the original circle. When you press Ctrl F, or you can go to the file and paste in front or paste in back, it does the same thing. From here, I'm gonna press Alt plus Shift, Alt plus Shift, and drag it here. Basically, scale it. We are scaling it down. As you can see, the A is not as thick as the P, so we're gonna go down to 1. Let's go down to 6. 6 is good. Ctrl C, Ctrl F, Shift plus Alt, scale it, do the same thing. And as you can see, here is the grid where it's gonna bend. And this A, we have like more spacing going on, so I'm gonna add 0.2. No, 0.3. 0.3 is good. I'm gonna Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and we're gonna pull it here. This is gonna be a less than 6. 5.8 should be 0.7. Let me try with 7. I think it's pretty good. Not too accurate, but we're getting there. Let me see, 5.6. Yeah, I don't know. 5.65. There you go. 5.65 is perfect. It just hit the spot. Now we're gonna need another one for this. Yeah, I just gonna go and do another copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and go inside here, right till the end. And from here we're gonna experiment, because we need to create another circle that is eventually gonna connect this with this, or I don't know what. I got confused in here. Anyways, go select all and bring the opacity back to 100%. And from here we're gonna expand all the circles, go to Object, Expand Appearance. And this is it. The first step is done. Actually, it's not even done because I forgot to put another line for the P. So I'm gonna Control Z twice, and I'm gonna create another one here. Control C, Control F. And I'm gonna create this one right here where basically they bend. We are bending. I'm gonna bring it down a little more. And that should be it. Interesting, as you can see, it created a very less space, in the P area, and between the A, it has like more space going on. So we need to modify that, create a bigger gap in between. So right now, as you can see, between the P and the A, this is the dimension, the spacing, and here, when it's bent, this is the P and this is the E. We got a lot of space going on, so we need to fix that eventually. I'm going to create the same exact spacing. I mean, I'm gonna do approximately kind of the same spacing, but this is kind of too much. I'm gonna a little bit bring it down somewhere around this zone. From here, I don't know, we're gonna recreate the P. That's the only solution. So what I'm gonna do is increase back the opacity to 100%. I'm gonna go to the object, go to expand appearance, and now we're back here. From here, I'm going to delete the the bottom part. I'm gonna select the rectangle tool, or you can select it from here, the rectangle tool, and just create here to the upper guideline, to the upper grid. And we're gonna select the circles only, and this. Press Shift plus M, or select the shape builder tool, press Shift plus Alt, and start to select these areas. And there you go. we deleted these parts. Okay, I'm gonna recolor these actually. Thinking to put a gray like this, put them right back. If you want to put it in the back of the PAN, or you know, on the text you selected, you just press Control plus Shift plus this bracket, or I don't know what is it called, but you can see the shortcut down there. So do that, and as you can see, it just put the, you know, the curves right in the back of the PAN. Okay, now we're going to the editing process, which gonna be a little bit more complicated because we don't even know how to make the stuff. So I don't need the P anymore. I'm gonna ungroup this because the whole thing is bending, so I just need to copy some of the areas. I'm gonna create a new copy of the P, press and hold Alt, and I'm gonna drag it like that. And oh my god, actually right now I won't work with the P. I'm not working with the N either, so this part is kind of complicated. You need to understand how this works. For every kind of letter form it works differently, so you need to have some creativity going on to find out, to, you know, solve the problem, because this is a more complicated problem solving, how to create this stuff. But the letter A is now the most easiest one, so I'm gonna create a new copy out of the letter A, and I don't even need to create one. Anyways, basically I need this line right here because the whole part, these lines are created here. You know, the curvy line is good. I'm gonna create this line. Wait a sec, because it's not that good. Just recreate that. I'm gonna delete the A, and I'm gonna make it gray so I can see what is going on. As you can see in the downer part of the A. Now I'm gonna rotate this A and place it here. And we need to re-edit this to fit, you know, between these zones, somewhere around here. Alright, I'm gonna delete this upper part because we don't need it. Shift plus M. I'm gonna do it quickly, don't think on it. It's an incorrect move, but I'm gonna do this. Where is that? I'm gonna tilt this. It's not the best idea, but right now I'm gonna do it quick. Gonna need these areas, you can basically no. Actually, I'm thinking to bend this in a different way. Okay, so what actually gonna go out? This and this, something like that, yeah. Something like that, man. Why is this more wider than... oh, actually I understand now. I'm gonna cut these in two parts. Somewhere around, there you go, we got the anchor point right in the center. So these are incorrect moves, pretty much incorrect moves. To have a perfect result, you need a lot more time basically to reconstruct in the right way, you know, this kind of approach. So we won't go into that kind of detail at the moment. Okay, let me repaint this one. Okay, something like that, something like that. Okay, we got the A. So this is the first thing we finished with the A. Actually, I'm going to group these. Select these also, and Control G or Command G, and you group them. Okay, let's move on. I'm thinking to make the P. I'm gonna make the P. I'm gonna press and hold Shift, rotate it, and put it here. And I'm gonna place it somewhere around this zone. Actually, we do have this part of the curvature, so here we need to adjust. I'm gonna cut it out, this area. Wait a second. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm starting to understand what is going on. Man, it's pretty much confusing if you. Actually, I'm gonna cut it off here, this zone. Cut it out, cut it off, cut it do. English language. English. So, let me check this real quick. Not bad, not bad. As you can see, we got more anchor points going on. Those eventually need to be deleted because it's not good if you have too much of those. You're gonna create more problems. So far, so good. And now what we need to do is create this part of the letter P. I'm gonna place this one here, somewhere around this zone. Yeah, something like that. Okay, as you can see, there's like a space going on between, and it won't be easy to cut. So it came out a little bit more thicker, this one. Thinking to do an offset, but then it's gonna ruin this part. So I'm just gonna create a little bit of stroke on the P. Hopefully, so it's gonna be 0.05. Yes, 0.05 is good. I'm gonna go to Object, Expand, click OK, and then Unite. Okay, so we got this. What we're gonna need here is basically this curvature of this area right here. Not a lot of stuff, but this is what we need. So I'm gonna see what exactly I'm gonna cut out. I'm gonna scale down, bring down the opacity. So you can see everything is clean. Not that clean. Here is like a little bit too thick. Anyways, we won't make it perfect now. When you're gonna do a serious job, then which is basically paid, there you're gonna make it perfect. But this is just a tutorial, so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go back with the opacity, select all of these. I think no, this also needs press Shift plus M and start deleting the parts that are not good for this. I'm gonna go with the direct selection tool and expand these in here. Okay, and now I'm gonna remove this line. Let me make this gray. As you can see, we got like small little problems in here right now going on, but we are going to, perfectionism, dude, is just a tutorial, Rob. You don't need to. Come on, I need to finish this. Okay, actually, yeah. Small little steps, but I just wanted to put those right in the spot where they belong. Okay, so we got the P. I'm gonna group these. I think we're good. Control G. And now let's go with the letter N. We didn't finish the letter N, so basically what we need to do is create this line between the letter N. So I'm gonna go to stroke again, go to ellipse tool. So I'm gonna create somewhere, circle somewhere on the where basically they intersect, and no, not here. Basically on this grid I need to make it. Okay, so I'm gonna increase the stroke somewhere around here, somewhere to match this thickness of the letter N. Is gonna be like 4.7, 4.8. 4.8 is the winner. I'm gonna go and expand, Object, Expand, OK. So actually I did a bad job. I didn't need to expand this stuff because first I need to place. So the first part, this area goes here. Something like that. Wait a sec. Let me adjust it even more. Okay, that's good. That's good. And this part goes here. Let me check it. Oh man. Great. It just hit the spot. I'm gonna delete the N, and now I'm going to object and expand the circle. Right. I'm gonna create a new rectangle and select this part from the upper grid guide. Select the circle and Shift plus M, Shift plus Alt, select this, and you just, whoops, you just delete that. Okay, I can put it to the gray and then put it back to the black. Alright, we got the upper part of the PEN. Huh! It took some time until I made it. Wow, came out actually pretty good. I should save this. I don't know, I'm gonna save it later. until the software crashes. But anyways, we're gonna make the lower part the TER. In my case, this is gonna be like pretty easy because we got here a line, this is another line, which these gonna bend a little, and we got the R that these lines gonna bend, which is like pretty basic. So I'm mainly gonna create the circles, put it there. We got like 4 circles we need to make. This was like the more complex one. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Actually I'm gonna just put some gray here so we can on these letters so we can differentiate what is going on. I'm gonna make the circles black at the moment. I'm gonna go to right into the center grid where everything intersects. I can see like 2 intersection points actually, which I don't get which one is the right one. I should have created a grid for that, but I didn't. Guess what? I gotta create it now when it's too late. So yeah, this is the line where the magic is going to happen. I'm gonna press Ctrl R, select the grid or guideline, because we're working with guidelines in Illustrator, not grids. Anyways, so this is the point that we're looking for. Shift plus X, so you select the stroke. Let's select the ellipse tool. And now I'm gonna create the first circle. Wow. So this is basically the center. Interesting. Is that gonna bend so strongly? I mean, I probably should have created more space between the letters. I mean, between the, you know, if things bend too much, you probably should have created like more distance between the, you know, the 3 letters and then these 3 letters. 3. But don't worry, we're gonna make this happen anyways. What the heck? Let me just get the right thickness. It should be around like 6.5. 6.5 is like almost that. In this case, I'm gonna extend this circle even more, somewhere around here, so optically it's gonna be good. I'm gonna select this controls, press Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and then, am I doing this right? I don't even know how I did it at the first. Oh no, I'm not doing it right. Wait a minute, Rob. We need to put the stroke inside here. So now it's gonna be more easier, you know. Damn. But anyways, in this case also I gonna need to extend it somewhere around here, so it's gonna be more pleasing to the eye. And in this case I gonna increase the stroke a little bit more. 6.3 is, I think, is good. I won't touch it anymore. So I'm just gonna create a new copy, Control C, Control F, and bring it to this. We got a same problem here. I'm gonna bring this even more further and make the E even more thicker. I'm gonna go to 6 point, actually let's see, 7. Nah, it didn't came out good. 6.8, 6.7, 6.8. Okay, I'm gonna bring the opacity down to see what is actually going on. Yeah, it's perfect. I just nailed it. Control C, Control F. Man, it bends too much because I didn't make a bigger distance between the two. Okay, wait a sec, it's not good. But I'm gonna fix it. 6.5. No, 6.7. I'm gonna decrease the opacity to see what's going on. This should be fine. Actually, I'm gonna leave it like that and create a new copy. Control C, Control F, and wow, now there's gonna be a mess, a little bit of mess, but we can correct that. I mean, it can be corrected. So this is a little bit too thick. I'm gonna decrease it to 6 point, eventually 4. According to my eyes, this is good. Let's say 6.3. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna increase the stroke back to normal. I mean the opacity, sorry, not the stroke. And we're gonna expand. Go to Object, Expand Appearance, create another rectangle. Right at the, we got the 3 guidelines, and the bottom of the guideline we're gonna pull from there and select this area, the upper area. Select the circles, press Shift plus M, and delete these. Okay, now the fun part. I'm gonna take the easiest, the letter T. Basically, what I need to do is double click on this, and whoa. I'm gonna put this back, the shortcut space there. And I'm gonna select this area, press delete, press unite, and boom, we got the letter T. I'm gonna group these. Okay, as you can see, this is straight. We also need to curve this down. We're gonna do this when we finish. Actually, let me see how this is going to go. I'm gonna press this zone of the letter E, the interior. I'm gonna pull it here, so it should come somewhere around here. Okay, it's gonna be like this, and we're gonna cut the down side. Shift plus M, cut this part. Actually, I don't know if the same thickness as this one, lower one. Yeah, it's perfect. It's exactly the same. Okay, I'm gonna remake this to black, and now this is gonna extend. It's gonna be something like that. I'm gonna. Let me check. Something like that. Maybe more. I don't know. So, okay, we got this. I'm gonna curve these down a little bit. So I'm gonna create a copy of this circle. Press Ctrl C, Ctrl F. I'm gonna scale down from here by pressing and holding Shift. So these are the areas that is going to be eventually cut down from this and from this. I'm gonna select this also, Shift plus M. There you go. I'm gonna cut this down, extend it a little more, I think. I'm gonna recheck it after like the grid lines or the guidelines are disappeared. So first I'm gonna create another copy of this. Control C, Control F, scale down until these guys here connect. I need to scale it a little bit more. There you go. And press Shift plus M, cut it down. Don't need this. Okay, we good. So it looks like an F, but this is it. This is how the E basically looks, you know. If it would be here, it could be like more understandable basically, but we didn't have that luck. Now it's time to create the letter R. Okay, this is a little bit more complicated. I'm gonna break the rule and I'm going to tilt it. Yeah, let's break the rule. Where's the tilt tool? It's somewhere around here. Let me. So yeah. Now we did. So this stuff is kind of illegal in typography, but check that out. For a test, for a tutorial, so make that in mind that it's not good to do this stuff. I mean, for typography, eventually you select actually, let me check if I select that. We're gonna need an R, but not this bebas. Eventually you select, well, we don't have that either, tilted letters. Let me check. Oh man, you know, these would be good. Take to select some of these, one of these, but it's not the same type. So I just gonna do this, you know, eyeball it and you know, just go with the flow eventually. So this is complicated. I'm gonna cut down the leg, this side of the leg, because I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna press divide and ungroup. So what the divide does, basically cuts everything down and it creates an inside shape, an invisible shape. So I'm gonna press what is that, the eyedropper tool, go here, and as you can see it filled in this color, so I'm gonna delete this and I'm gonna remove this too. Yeah, so we're gonna need this right here, but in a banded position, something like this. Okay, I'm gonna pull this here, pull this here. And now damn, this is complicated. I'm gonna double click on this and pull the letter R in this zone. It's gonna look kind of weird, but I'm gonna repair this. I'm gonna unite these and eventually I'm gonna take this up here. Dude, this is a heck of a complicated one, man, like unbelievable. I'm gonna press this, the convert selected anchor point to smooth. Now it's like more better. but still not the best. I don't know, it's pretty okay. Now I'm doing bad things with the typography, man. Like, what are you doing, Rob? Unbelievable. I'm gonna need to delete this part, the down part of this down section of the leg. Okay. Delete this. So basically I don't need anymore this upper part here. Shift plus M. Okay. It's good. It's good. It works. It works. Then the last thing, not but least, as you can see, the letter R is like curving. It has some curvature going on. We're gonna bend this even more. This way. A little. We're just gonna fit that there. And now we don't need the rest. Okay. Do I still need this one? Yeah. Finally, man, it's finally done. So I'm gonna press Control and this. Now we're good. So this is basically how you make a really complicated stuff. It's imperfect, you know. I just made a quick tutorial. This is not basically how you edit, you know, all the letter forms when they are bent, when they are basically bending, you know. Typography has its own language and rules and a lot more, so be aware of those. I just did a quick tutorial on this one. So yeah, mainly this is how you make you know, bending letters and stuff like that, where you can basically, you know, print it on a t-shirt, on a hoodie, on whatsoever. It looks really cool. It's a little bit difficult to understand what it's written, but if you can make it more simpler, then go for it. So yeah, this was it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.